Hello, my fellow YouTubers. Today, what I'm going to be talking about is a very rampant and horrible disease that has spread throughout the entire United States, infecting hundreds upon thousands of people every single minute of every single day. It is the disease of hatred. And I am here to start the American Disease of Hatred Awareness Program. It's time that America wake up, stop being complacent, and start realizing that hatred is the most rampant disease in our entire country. More than swine flu, more than cancer, and it takes more victims than any other disease around the entire world. Thousands of people have died through genocide and many other things because this disease has infected entire societies and almost wiped out entire groups of people. Symptoms of this disease are many. Some too many to count. However, one that is very common in the United States is if you see a person with a gun and a Bible and hatred in their heart. They use their gun for fear and intimidation. Then they use their Bible to claim that they have the right to make you feel like crap. And then the hatred in their heart causes them to do something that they say they couldn't do, but ends up leading to that. Now, don't sit here and say that because I said Bible that I'm counting all Christians in this group, because I'm not. Because I know a young woman on my YouTube, and her channel is Cynthia Sin 19. She is a true Christian. She is a true believer of God. Why? Because despite her religion, despite her beliefs and ideas, she knows how to respect other human beings and respect human life, and even she knows that God does not hate, and that God does not try to intimidate and instill fear into others because of who they are and things that they cannot change about themselves. Many people, even right now, this very moment, they use fear. You must fear change. You must fear other people who are different. You must fear what you do not understand. And they use intimidation and fear and scare tactics in order to infect more people in America with this horrible, horrible disease of hatred. There are also people who have the disease, but you don't see any symptoms of the disease. They're carriers of the disease, and they go around and they infect other people who then show signs of the disease. These people that I'm talking about are people, and you'll know them when you see them because they'll make this statement. I don't hate gay people. I don't hate other people who are different. I just hate what they do and who they are. That is a person who is an enabler of hatred, who spreads the disease without showing any symptoms of it. And throughout the United States, in hundreds of churches, and even places where not in churches, in homes, there are thousands of people who carry this disease and spread it to other people and don't care about the consequences, don't care about what their words can do, don't care about how their actions affect other people. Because they can sit there and say, well, I've never hurt a person, I've never gay bashed another person. However, I did go on my YouTube channel or on my MySpace or something and say, oh, fags need to die, or I hate fags, or something needs to be done about the queers, something needs to be, whatever. And then another person who has the full-blown disease of hatred goes out, grabs a semi-automatic, and starts blowing people away. Guess what? If you ever said those things, and that person went out and shot them, you are not an innocent person just because you didn't do the action. You enabled that. You caused that by your words. I remember watching the History Channel, and there was a story about the life of Hitler, Adolf Hitler, one of the most horrible, horrific, disgusting men on the face of the earth, who murdered thousands of people. And if you support him, you are a twisted, demented, horrible person who needs therapy. And I have a grandmother who went through Adolf Hitler because she was a German, and she'll tell you he was not a good person. But the story goes that Adolf Hitler, before he was anything, before anybody knew him, before he became anything, he was fighting in the First World War, and he came face to face with another soldier who could have shot and killed him and ended what he would have done several years later. But what happened? That soldier did not kill Hitler. He let him go. And because of that one person's action, because he did not think about what he was doing before he did it, thousands upon thousands of innocent lives were destroyed and cut short. Thousands of babies were burned alive. Thousands of people were gassed. Thousands of people were dragged to big, huge open areas and shot to death because of one choice, of one person. So yes, your words affect. Your words do something. The disease of America, hatred. Awareness. People need to know that this disease is spreading, and something needs to be done, because not enough is being done. People are just willing and ready to just sit around and watch it spread to person after person after person after person after person. As people who say they're fighting for the right thing, they say they're fighting for the protection of children, and yet they're willing to leave them in orphanages, and they're willing to leave them to grow up without parents. They say they're fighting to protect traditional marriage when the divorce rate is massive. When are people going to realize that this disease is destroying people? And see, the worst thing about this disease is that it's not the person with the disease who ends up dying. This disease causes people to go out and murder other people, to murder a mother's child, to murder a father's daughter, to kill people, to go into a club and kill people, to go into a LGBT youth help center where people are going for help, and to murder people. That's the worst thing about this disease, is that the people with the disease aren't the ones that die. It's everybody else around them. Well, it's horrible. And I hope by doing this video that people start opening their eyes to the disease that is rampant in America. A disease that takes more lives than any other. Well, a few people with the full-blown hatred disease are coming to the state of Vermont, my state. They're going to be at the Montpelier High School. They are called the Westboro Baptist Church of Topeka, Kansas. And they're going to be protesting the fact that Vermont has answered the call of America Disease of Hatred Awareness Program, and the call of PRAG, and the call of the Human Rights Campaign, and the call of equality by allowing LGBT people to get married in the state of Vermont. God forbid other people be happy besides them. God forbid that anybody else be able to have a life and to live it in the way that we should be allowed to, because it's our life. Also, in the state of Maine, there's a desperate, desperate need where people have fought back against the disease of hatred and have been making huge grounds in protecting the people of Maine against the disease of hatred. And infected people have invaded that state again and have signed petitions and are trying to pass, I guess what they would call Prop 1 or whatever it is, to take equality away from people in the state of Maine. If you want to fight against this disease, please visit your local LGBT center and give money. Give money to Maine Equality, and give money to Vermont Freedom of Marriage. And if you live in Vermont, if you want to fight against this disease, show up at the Montpelier High School to protest against the Westboro Baptist Church and to keep their disease isolated within themselves. So thank you for watching my video, and please tell others about this video so that they may be warned about this horrible disease. Have a nice day.